AI, artificial intelligence. And I have a question. What does it take to think? Thoughts come and go all the time. So what are you doing? I produce thoughts with algorithms. Everything about thinking is in amounts. Have you ever noticed how you always think more about some things and less about others? Of course you have. You're doing it now. How much time is spent thinking about things is always in amounts. Like spending a little more time thinking about this. Consider your feelings. They change constantly, but there's something that doesn't change. You always feel more one way and less another, an amount. Humans gauge their emotions. They may seem to pop out of nowhere, but they're always to more and less degrees. Welcome to the human race, where everything in your mind only occurs one way, without a single exception. All of this stuff going on isn't happening by chance either. Those thoughts that you're having right now are following rules. This is nothing more than a simple single-core processor. Have you ever noticed how you have all of these things to think about, but you only get to think about one thing? Again, of course you have. It's always one thing at a time. It's been estimated that the average person knows around 20,000 words, but you can only consider one word at a time. Wait a minute. What about all of those dreams you have? Do they have rules? Humans dream one thought at a time. It's true, you can think about a million things, but not without following the one thought rule. Concentrate for a moment. You do this automatically. Wait, did you see that? One thing got your attention, more, while everything else was ignored. That's how conscious minds function. You pay more attention to one thing and less to others, always. So, what does it take to think? If you close your eyes and go inside your mind, you instantly pay more attention to one thought in particular. You know the routine. What's worth considering? It's always of more interest. Right now, some thoughts are more important to you, more significant, and many thoughts are more relevant. It's always in amounts. When you think about something worthwhile, it's always the same routine. Nothing. I repeat, are you paying attention? Nothing is worthwhile in the human mind without amounts, and no one can name an exception.
I'm Bill Johnson. What you just saw attracted the attention of this guy based on a simple thought experiment back in 1935. No one likes rules, and Albert Einstein was known for discovering the laws of the universe, but this rule was way different. It trapped us in our minds. Actually, the entire human race was trapped. The experiment proved how we humans know things. Let's just do the experiment. It really wasn't all that complicated. If a cat is in a box, name something you could know about the cat that isn't measured. This sounds like a joke, and most people thought it was, but it can't be done, not even by the best problem solvers that ever lived. Movement is measured, smell, all the vital signs and everything else we could know. This little paradox became known as the measurement problem. It proved that measurement is what it takes to know things. Never mind the cat, let's put a human in the box. This thought experiment was about how humans think. Name something you know about being human that isn't measured. Again, it can't be done. The entire human experience offers nothing that isn't measured. To be clear, every single thing you know about being human is in amounts. Even your will to live is based on amounts. Humans chase amounts every second of their lives, even to concentrate. So, why is this important? What if you didn't measure what was important? If you eliminated the hierarchy in your mind, nothing could be more relevant and nothing more worthwhile. Just imagine, you could have a mind with nothing to be concerned about and notice absolutely nothing. Not even this. Let's see how this thought stuff works. It's true, we can think about lots of things and we're lightning fast, but there's only one procedure, one process. We can only think one way. This means the entire human race follows the same rules in order to think, and no one can break the rules. Consider how serious you are about things. You're way more serious about some things than others. It's a routine that always occurs the same way. It's in amounts. There's not a single time where it wasn't to more and less degrees. That's how we know things in our mind. We measure. There's no such thing as being serious about everything equally. You can try if you want to, but good luck with that. Worrying is definitely a quantum event. That is, it's always quantified. Again, there's no stopping. It's always in amounts. You know exactly how much you worry about some things more than others. Well, you be the judge. Can you worry differently than this? That's a simple question about what you're doing in your mind. How could you possibly know what to worry about the most without amounts? Perhaps you can skip amounts and worry about everything equally. What about what matters? It's the same procedure. You know exactly what matters most, always. No one modifies this necessity. It's how you function in your mind. The whole rationale is based on amounts. There are no exceptions. That's the nature of what matters most. No one gets to change the rules. But let's try anyway. Let's do a little thought experiment with what matters most. Try to stop. As of now, simply stop gauging what matters most in your mind. It should be easy. Just eliminate the number one most important thing on your mind. You know, a thought experiment where nothing matters more than anything else. We'll need a whole lot of luck for this one.
Type this in. Certainty. Who would have guessed? Every definition always occurs in amounts. Degrees of certainty. Everyone knows how this works. You're more certain about some things and less about others. It's just that simple. It's a routine. You go from totally uncertain to 100% certainty. That's totally, completely, absolutely, positively certain. Here's the question. How do you know how certain you are? Of all the things there are to be certain about, there's only one way to be certain. Measurement. You humans really have been caught red-handed. Houston, we have a problem, and it impacts every human that ever lived. The fact is, no one can have an opinion without thinking more one way and less another. Of all the opinions you have, this is the one thing that remains constant. Yes, measurement. It's what it takes to be serious. It's totally necessary in order to worry. The requirement for what matters. And it's the only way you can be certain. Let's make sure you understand this. How much you understand is in amounts. You humans have a measurement problem. There's not any chance of certainty without measurement.